So, you've decided you're going to retire abroad. Well, here's 6 problems that you really should consider before retiring abroad. But don't let me put you off. In my opinion, nearly 50% of people I speak to about life after work have the idea they're going to live abroad in retirement. Let's face it, we have all been away on holiday, usually in an idyllic spot, and thought, I could live here in retirement, and probably spend quite a lot of time working out if we could do it and how it would work out. So from beautiful Greek islands to a farmhouse in the Dordogne to Florida, many people have not only dreamt about doing it, they've actually gone ahead and done it. Some people sell their homes and move abroad, others keep a base here in the UK and have two homes from home. However, for many the dream does not always work out into reality and many end up coming back home. Even though the practicality of moving to another country is now a great deal easier than it was just a few years ago, with broadband internet, your favourite UK TV channels easy to set up, it's just not quite as easy as many people think. So doing your homework on this is really important. So before you decide on such a big move, what should you be really thinking about? Well, money and day-to-day living. The sad fact is that a foreigner abroad, even if you live in another country, can often encounter money problems. The perception in many countries is this: if you can afford to move to another country, you can afford to pay more for virtually anything. Expats can often find themselves inadvertently paying more than they should be just for everyday goods and services. Furthermore, currency conversion can become a problem, as we've seen recently. If you're transferring money from the UK to your new home, the currency can move both in your favour and against. So do your homework on how much you will cost to live month by month is really important. Medical and hospital care. Living in the UK in many ways spoils us. For all the problems that face the NHS currently, we are privileged to have the health service that is free at the point of entry. Sadly, not all countries have a national health service, and even if they do, it may not be at the same level that we have in the UK. Either way, you may need to consider having health insurance cover. That will at least go some way to ensuring that you can get the medical treatment that you need and the best care. Tax issues. Most countries have a double taxation agreement with the UK, but not all. So for most people, that is not a problem. However, if you're a frequent visitor back to the UK, you may encounter residency problems, and as such, you may have to pay tax in the UK. So specialist advice should always be sought from an accountant or a specialist advisor in this area to ensure that you avoid any unforeseen tax problems. Where to buy a property? What may be an idyllic setting for a summer holiday may prove to be a living nightmare if you're living through the winter in the same place. Cyprus, for example, has very, very hot summers, but winters can also be extremely cold and not quite as appealing. Local amenities are also really important, so living halfway up a mountain may be great looking over the bay in the summer, but getting to local shops and restaurants can drain your enthusiasm rapidly. So it's a new life. Moving to another country will mean just about everything in your life will change. New language possibly, different pace of life, certainly a different culture. Be sure you're ready for that complete change. So study how everyday life works where you plan to live. That's really important. And family. The allure of the sun and the sand is tempting, especially after a cold, wet winter. However, spending time with your family, especially grandchildren, is really important for many of us. So living in another country or continent may mean we do not see as much of our families as we'd like. So be sure that move away is the right thing for you and your family. So remember, when you next find yourself in that idyllic setting and you're contemplating living there, be sure that you do your homework first. You may wish to rent for a full year before you decide. That's a massive difference between enjoying a couple of weeks in the sun and actually moving your entire life to another country. So there's just a few tips on things to think about if you're considering moving abroad. My name's Martin Dodd, and I look forward to talking to you again in my next financial planning video. See you soon.